promised, I've told all of you out there who are the fans of the True Crime podcast that you're getting your chance to experience something locally that you'll be talking about for a while. And Shelley Klingerman is here to talk about the experience of Crime and Dine.
Yes.
This is fascinating to me, Shelley. So first thing I want people to know is that you're doing this as a fundraiser for Project Never Broken.
Yes.
For those who don't know, briefly, what is that project?
Project Never Broken was started after the ambush and murder of my brother Greg Ferenczi, who was a 30-year law enforcement FBI task force officer. And we started this foundation to honor and memorialize his legacy, but our mission is to boldly support law enforcement through hope, help, and healing while honoring the resiliency of humanity.
And you've done an incredible job.
Thank you.
And I know that your brother is looking down and so proud of all you're doing. And these are the kinds of experiences that you bring in a way to entertain, but to educate too. And so tell me about Crime and Dine and what people are going to get out of this experience.
Yeah, so it's going to be edutaining because there will certainly be things that you can take away from this event that you can kind of incorporate into your daily life, because we are bringing in a serial killer profiler, and he's going to talk about the characteristics of serial killers, but we're also going to have a serial killer calling in. And what's unique about that is that they are very open to sharing kind of how they chose victims and where they looked for those victims. And there's really a takeaway that you just raise your situational awareness, which is something else I'm pretty passionate about, and just knowing kind of what the themes were. And they are all, again, incredibly open because they have nothing to lose.
Well, absolutely not, because most of them are sitting there for the rest of their lives,
yes.
on death row or wherever. So these conversations happen with the gentleman who profiled and with the person themselves. And like you said, this is what I get out of it. We all need to think about things when we're in the world that sometimes we don't process. And when you hear it from the mouth of a killer, suddenly now the next time you're in that situation, you're like, hold on a second, right?
Yeah, and I think you can learn a lot from stories.
Yeah.
So, you know, what worked and what didn't in those situations. But the profiler's name is Phil Chalmers. He has been doing this for 30 years. He has strangely developed relationships with these serial killers because they really don't have a lot of connection to the outside world. So he becomes a bit of a friend to them.
Wow.
And he has developed these relationships that now he goes across the country and he shares their story. They're incredibly open. Again, they have nothing to lose, nothing to hide at this point. So it really is pretty edutaining. And then when people are just kind of interested in that stuff,
sure.
It kind of helps you learn things that you can apply when you're solving crimes.
And I think that people will probably have questions for Phil, right? I mean, they'll be like, why do you do this? And what are you doing, right?
It will absolutely. It's called The Experience because it is going to be very interactive. So come with questions, anything he can answer. He's incredibly open.
Wow.
And I was talking to him last night, just confirming everything, and he confirmed there will be one calling in. So yeah, bring your questions. I know it's a pretty popular topic. It's really relevant to this foundation because it does tie into the work of the population we serve.
Right.
But plus, we just also have a lot of true crime junkies out there right now.
We do. I think people are fascinated by it. And November 1st, you'll have the chance to participate with tickets that are $35 a person, $200 for a table of 6. All proceeds will go to the project. So that's why this is so important. It'll take place at the Zorah Shrine, and we have that QR code that's been on the screen the whole time. If you scan it, it will take you directly to Eventbrite, right?
Correct.
To buy your tickets, but you can also go to Project Never Broken on Facebook, and you'll find a link there if you're interested in purchasing tickets. When you do these kinds of events and when you're out there meeting people and talking to them about Project Never Broken, what's the message that you want them to get about the project too, Shelley?
That we recognize that our first responders, our law enforcement, are doing a really big job, and it's a job that not everyone is cut out to do. So this foundation will exist, and Greg's legacy will go on to improve a profession and a field that he dearly loved. And it's just our way to make something positive come out of something that was just purely evil.
Pure evil indeed. And the interesting thing to me is that your heart and your passion continues to grow. Every single time I sit down and talk to you, and every single thing you pour your heart into to raise money, it's great.
Thank you.
It really is, Shelley. So thank you. thank you for what you do. And to everybody out there, she keeps bringing these great things in to raise money, but I'm telling you, we're all benefiting from it because this is going to be a fascinating one. Crime and Dine on November 1st, 6 o'clock at the Zorah Shrine. Get your tickets. You're not going to want to miss this one. Shelley, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Always appreciate you. And scan the QR code. It'll take you right there to get your tickets now. See you soon. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.